With all the discipline stuff that we've been working on as a family this past week, this is actually the perfect time for this video to be sponsored by Visit Erie. Sponsor us to go on a family trip together that we're gonna be using to figure out, do our kids actually listen to us when we tell them to do something?
Hey, where are we going?
We're going to dinner.
We're going to dinner. Our family is in Pennsylvania for the weekend and we are gonna have so much fun.
Pirate ship.
We have been working on good discipline in our family. Tim and I went to a parenting seminar, and right after that we went out in the public into an IKEA and didn't implement any of what we had learned just yet because it was fresh in our minds. We hadn't really discussed it yet, and IKEA was crazy.
In a very bad way.
Very bad
It's like
way.
one of the worst trips we've had out in public as a family in a long time. Screaming, yelling, disobedient, no one listening, people running away.
But kids were hungry and kids were tired. We did feed them, but the tiredness and craziness was just out of control. We've been doing a new discipline for about a week now, and this is our first time going back into public since that IKEA trip. Raise your hand if you can tell me a good behavior that we want to see at the restaurant. Ezekiel.
Not fighting and not yelling.
Okay, so that's something not to do. Toby, what's something we should do?
Be polite.
Be polite.
That's
How
what
can
I
you
was gonna say.
how can you be polite, Hannah?
Not interrupt.
Not interrupt when talking. Hallie, how can you be polite?
By not jumping up and down and screaming
Yeah.
and doing like
What should you do instead?
not
What should you do?
be nice and not fuss when you're hungry.
So instead of fussing, what can you do?
Acting nicely.
Ask nicely or sit quietly. Hannah, what else?
Don't talk unless you're spoken to.
Yep. Chloe, what else?
Don't fight and be nice and I'm a kid.
And how about, should we say please and thank you to everyone? All right, let's see how this goes. What I'm hoping will happen is we will have well-behaved kids that will sit quietly, wait patiently, make people smile, and anything else?
I'm just hoping for a peaceful and that we get to enjoy
Yeah,
rather than just like
being stressed.
they get to enjoy.
We have been, I think we've pushed ourselves quite a bit lately of, like the two of us are stressed out by the end of dinner. So after dinner, I would like us to be wanting to spend more time together as a family.
I just want a peaceful meal.
With fun. I mean, we want to have fun, but within boundaries
I
of what's
want
appropriate
sugar.
for being inside a restaurant.
Of course you want
Sugar.
sugar.
With all the discipline stuff that we've been working on as a family this past week, this is actually the perfect time for this content, this video, to be sponsored by Visit Erie. Sponsor us to go on a family trip together that we're gonna be using to figure out and find out, do our kids actually listen to us when we tell them to do something?
Or are we actually consistent when it comes
That's
to
right, or it's
disciplining our
actually
children?
our behavior. Yeah. I actually grew up in Pennsylvania, over on the Philadelphia side of the state, so this is my very first time to come to Erie, which is the opposite corner of the state, and visit Lake Erie. It is huge.
And I've never even been to any of the Great Lakes. So I'm excited. I've always wanted to come up to this area and cannot wait to check it out.
It's a pretty cool joint. It's like an old school like diner, and they just kind of renovated and turned into like a really cool place. We were heading into dinner. I was feeling a little nervous. I was like, there's cars going everywhere. It's a really crowded place. We haven't been here before. It looks awesome and amazing, but it looks like it could be really stressful when you have 7 little kids. So far, this is working out because I actually made a mistake, didn't I? When I ordered the food, everyone wanted burgers, and I mostly got chicken because I just totally slipped my mind up there. Because usually get chicken fingers because they can just eat with their fingers. And no one really complained. No one fussed, even though I got them exactly what they did not want. I should high five all of you, but you're all eating. High five, high five, high five. Okay, here you go. There you go. Good job, Toad. Place has a really cool old, like 60s vibe. Got like the diner, the original diner it looks like, right across from us. sarahsandsallys.com. So I think that was the original one.
And I'll be
And then they expanded over to that one, which just kind of kept outgrowing itself into like, kept expanding all the way out to here.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh yeah, Alvin and the Chipmunks right over there. That's cool. There's a few things that we've been trying to do with discipline that so far has been working better for us.
Probably the number one thing is being consistent with discipline with our kids. The parenting seminar that we recently went to gave us some awesome practical ways on how to use discipline with our children. They had two really good things that really stuck with me. One was we have to make sure that we love our kids well, because if we're not loving our kids well, then we can't do any of this. It's not gonna work. And then the other thing is you have to make sure that they are well rested, fed, and clean.
Clean diapers.
And if any of those things are a factor, then you can't really discipline because they're not being taken care of well. So that's just something to consider. Like if somebody's falling apart and it's almost lunchtime, like you just have to consider like, oh, they need food in their body. Like they're crashing right now. Or it's almost bedtime and we're keeping them up too late. Like, oh, they're reacting because they're just exhausted and out of their mind right now.
Apparently this place is known for their orange and vanilla ice cream cones. They're good, Hallie?
Sprinkles.
Is it good?
Sprinkles.
You like it? Sprinkles, yay! Zeke's making his own vlog for our One Family Team channel, which is kind of turning into the kids vlogging channel, where they shoot, edit, and do everything on their own. So if you want to check it out, link down below. Are you sharing, Karis? That's nice of you to share with your sister.
The ice cream says joy.
Joy! Are you joyful right now? Yeah.
Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome.
For getting the ice cream for us.
You're welcome.
Dinner went really good, and now we are going to a beach, but it is past bedtime and the kids are wired on sugar. I did tell them before though that this is the time that they get to run around and have fun.
But this is also the time when they can like all fall apart.
It is the time they can all fall apart.
So you guys did good. You did a good job at dinner.
So we'll keep on practicing self-control, even though you can have fun. Let's see if we can not whine. Livia, your first time to a beach. I'm kind of nervous about her contact out here with all the sand. You went down? Oh, feel that on your toes. What is that? That's sand. Here, hold my hand. Let's go walk. Yeah, you're gonna love this. Come on. You're not gonna go anywhere else, huh? Come on. Let's go closer to everybody. Come on. That's called sand. She got down and that's all. She didn't want to move. She just wanted to play.
Ah, I love it. It's the best place ever. Are you done with that?
She doesn't even know that there's water behind her.
That's probably good.
With loving our kids well, one of the things that I try to remember is to just have fun with them and to build memories with them, and tonight was one of those. We didn't think the kids were gonna need swimsuits, or we thought like, nah, why go through all the trouble?
Just
like,
stand in the sand and we'll leave it a little bit. We should know better. We've been parents for at least 9 years.
I mean, we have 7 kids. Like,
you should know that
after one kid,
water
you
and
should
sand.
know that they should just, you might as well just kind of put them in a swimsuit.
Yeah.
But they had fun, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. So it was good making memories and just watching them play, and it felt like the ultimate sensory playtime for Olivia, especially that girl. She is somebody we have to keep a close eye on, because she just loved life and getting into everything.
I think my favorite moment this evening was when Olivia came up and saw all that sand and dirt and all that water all in one place, and we put her down to play in it. She literally screamed for joy.
And kept on squealing and so excited.
I'm like, this is her playground right here. This is her dream come true.
You are covered. You might go home in a diaper.
I'm falling.
Hey! Look at you. We thought it's evening time. It's getting colder outside. We shouldn't let them put their swimsuits on because they're not gonna get in and go swimming. There's so many wet kids. They're gonna be in their swimsuits to be dry. Oh, you are just bathing yourself in sand. All the dirt, all the rocks.
Daddy, Daddy. Hi, Daddy.
So tonight, we're at the beach, getting ready to leave. And I call out to Hallie to come. You call out to Hallie to come.
Hallie.
Deke tells Hallie to come. She clearly hears us. She's pretty far away and she won't come over. And so instead of begging, instead of asking over and over and over again, I just start walking over there. And she looks at me. But now I can see the look on her face change. She's like, oh, they asked me once. Like, I know what's gonna happen now. And but she kept playing and kept wandering off. And when I got there though, she was just like, I know what's gonna happen. So she was just like willfully disobeying in
To her,
that
that situation, it was worth it to her.
and she was like, I'm already in for it, might as well just keep going, I guess. But we followed through, and it still was a much smaller deal than it would have been prior. I mean, to this, like being consistent, because she knew, I knew, like I didn't get upset because I knew exactly what was gonna happen next, and just knowing and having a plan for the discipline, like when everyone knows is gonna happen, actually keeps like everyone's emotions a lot lower because it's like, oh yeah, this is what happens next.
I think that has been a huge key for us, because there have been many times where like something happens, we're like, what do we do? And I get frustrated because I feel like I am totally slacking as a parent, not knowing what to do in a certain situation. And so now just having the tool of like, well, this is what you do. And having that like ready every time, like makes such a big difference.
How much of that sand are you gonna take into the car, Toby? All of it?
No.
I bet you're gonna take most of that, and that's gonna be one sandy van. Here, let's get changed.
How do we get our feet all off?
We really are thankful for Visit Erie for sponsoring this trip for us so that we can share with you guys a little bit about what it's like to be a family here in Erie, Pennsylvania, and so far, we're loving it. We have another full day tomorrow of cool stuff around here at Erie, and our goal as parents is just to like love our kids and invest into them and make them feel like we actually care about them, so that when we do discipline, because it is coming, the discipline is cloaked in love and a solid relationship. So that's our goal tomorrow, and we'll see you guys in that one.